In the year 2045, humanity had reached a point where the boundaries of the known universe were being pushed further back with each passing day. Advances in technology had allowed for the exploration of distant planets, and the idea of extraterrestrial life was no longer relegated to the realm of science fiction. Yet, despite the growing evidence of other civilizations, the vastness of space still held its secrets, and not all of them were benign. It was a crisp autumn night when the first reports came in. The sky was a deep indigo, dotted with stars that seemed to twinkle with a knowing glimmer. People were gathered in their homes, oblivious to the impending revelation. On the outskirts of a small town in Nebraska, a group of amateur astronomers had set up their telescopes, eager to catch a glimpse of the latest comet streaking across the heavens. They were the first to notice the anomaly, a series of bright lights dancing erratically in the sky, unlike anything they had ever seen. As the lights flickered and darted, the group's excitement turned to confusion. Was it a drone? A military test flight? The lights formed a pattern, moving in synchronized rhythms that felt almost deliberate. One of the astronomers, a young woman named Clara, pointed her telescope towards the spectacle, her heart racing. The image that emerged was both captivating and terrifying. The lights coalesced into a shape, a massive dark object hovering silently above the fields. It was unlike any aircraft known to man, its surface smooth and reflective, absorbing the light around it. The news spread like wildfire. Within hours, reports flooded in from across the country. People claimed to have seen the same lights, and soon the term UFO was on everyone's lips. Governments scrambled to respond, while conspiracy theorists reveled in the chaos, convinced that the truth was finally coming to light. But as the days passed, the initial excitement morphed into a palpable fear. What were these beings? What did they want? Weeks turned into months, and the sightings became more frequent. Each encounter bore a similar pattern: a flash of light, a sudden silence, and then an overwhelming sense of dread. The government assured the public that they were investigating, but the more they tried to reassure, the more the fear grew. People began to report strange occurrences, missing pets, odd sounds at night, and a feeling of being watched. Clara, now a researcher working with a team of scientists, was determined to uncover the truth. One evening, Clara and her team gathered in a remote location, equipped with advanced surveillance equipment, hoping to capture evidence of the phenomena. As darkness enveloped the landscape, the air crackled with anticipation. Hours passed with nothing but the rustle of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl. Just as doubt began to seep into their minds, the lights appeared again, brighter and more chaotic than before. Clara's heart raced as she trained her camera on the sky, capturing every moment. Suddenly, the lights converged, forming a distinct shape that descended towards them. Clara's breath caught in her throat as the object landed silently in a nearby field. The team huddled together, their faces illuminated by the glow of their equipment, a mixture of fear and curiosity etched on their features. They watched in awe as a hatch opened, revealing a ramp that extended to the ground. From the shadows emerged figures that were both mesmerizing and horrifying. The beings were tall and slender, their skin a shimmering silver that reflected the moonlight. Their eyes were large and black, devoid of any warmth, and their movements were fluid, almost otherworldly. Clara felt a chill run down her spine as the aliens approached, their elongated fingers reaching out. It was a moment suspended in time, fear and fascination battling within her. In that instant, a voice echoed in her mind, a thought that was not spoken but felt. It was a warning, a message that sent shivers through her very being. We are not here to harm, but we are not here to help either. The words reverberated, filling her with an overwhelming sense of dread. The aliens began to gesture, their movements precise and deliberate, as if they were conducting a symphony of fear. Clara's team, paralyzed by the sight before them, could only watch as the beings interacted with their equipment. They seemed to absorb the data, processing it in a way that was beyond human comprehension. Clara felt a mix of anger and fear. They were trespassing, invading their world, and yet she was inexplicably drawn to them. The aliens pointed towards the sky, and Clara followed their gaze. In the distance, a constellation flickered ominously, a pattern that felt eerily familiar. Suddenly, a blinding flash of light erupted from the craft, engulfing the team in a surreal glow. Clara squeezed her eyes shut, feeling an energy wash over her. When she opened them again, the aliens were gone, leaving behind only the echo of their presence. The craft had vanished into thin air, as if it had never been there at all. The team stood in stunned silence, grappling with the reality of what they had just witnessed. In the days that followed, Clara struggled to make sense of the encounter. The message lingered in her mind, a haunting reminder of the unknown. She began to piece together the fragments of their warning, realizing that the aliens were not simply visitors. They were observers, studying humanity from a distance. The lights in the sky were not a sign of invasion, but rather a signal, a reminder that they were not alone, and that the universe was filled with civilizations both advanced and primitive. As the world grappled with the implications of their existence, Clara made it her mission to bridge the gap between humanity and the unknown. She understood that fear could either bind people together or tear them apart. The extraterrestrial presence was a challenge, a test of humanity's resilience and unity. The lights that once inspired dread now sparked a desire to explore, to understand the cosmos and the myriad of life it held. In the end, Clara realized that the true terror lay not in the aliens themselves, but in the fear of the unknown that resided within humanity. The universe was vast and filled with mysteries, and while some might be frightening, others could hold the key to understanding what it meant to be alive in a tapestry woven with countless threads of existence. As she gazed at the stars, Clara felt a flicker of hope, knowing that the journey had only just begun. Follow me for more untold mystery news lesser known. You are ready to explore the dark side of the world. Subscribe now so you don't miss out on the latest videos.